What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? I'm Jimmy Shellhammer. This is Country Traditions, and today we're gonna be cutting hay. So one thing you need to know if you don't know anything about cutting hay is you always have to fix something. So guess what I have to go do right now? Fix something. This is the hay mower, and I've got to tighten this bar. This bar connects down to here, which connects to this, which if I hit something in the field with this will actually let that go. All right. Apparently the hydraulics weren't all the way down, but the point of this bar is it's like an arm. If I hit something, it releases it back instead of just ripping this thing off the back of the tractor. So we just got to tighten it down. We had to loosen it actually to. It's the only way to fold this thing backwards. You tighten it. We're gonna go down the road. We're gonna go hay a couple places that I deer hunt. So if you've watched me shoot Shifty or Ernie, that's where we're heading today. A couple other different spots. So we're just gonna show you the whole process. It is September, which means it's hunting season here, but I know it looks cloudy, but they say when the sun's out, you make hay. When it's overcast and the forecast is 15% for the next 4 days, also you make hay. Just doesn't sound as good. One universal tool whenever you're doing hay is a big ass pipe wrench. That and a hammer. Maybe a bigger screwdriver, but beating and banging tools. That's what you need. Alrighty. Should be good enough. We'll see. The good thing too is, as you can see, it's got a cab, so it's air conditioned, which is awesome in the summer when we're doing hay. Today, you'll see the mower doesn't really kick up too much. It's not like a normal lawnmower, because what it's doing is it's slicing. It's not mulching like a normal lawnmower would do. So it doesn't kick up a bunch of stuff. But when we're baling, this guy right here kicks up a ton of dust and just nasty like hay and grass particles. So that's when it's nice to have the cab of the tractor. So let's go ahead and we're gonna get this up. We're just gonna drive this thing right down the road to the field and start cutting it. That may be the slowest gate opener in the world. This right here is a perfect example. All these farms around here have gates. It's very hard to do any kind of door knocking. You either have to know somebody or you have to be able to actually pull up in there like I am right now. You know, so it makes it tough. That's how I've gotten some of these properties from cutting hay. To even talk to somebody, to even ask for permission is the hard part, you know. So it's hard for me to get to that point before I can even ask. So you see the fences and stuff too. Everything's gated, everything's fenced. Now that we're here, it's a simple push of the lever here and down it goes. So all I gotta do now is we're gonna go out there. I'm gonna check the height that it's cutting. It's not like a normal mower where you adjust it up and down. This, you actually tilt it forward. So as it tilts forward, the blades go lower. So it's actually kind of cutting not horizontal like you would think. So, but I'll show you. And then we're gonna put that big roof down, the canopy. And the canopy just essentially holds everything from flying out if I hit a rock or something. So I'll sling up here, break my glass. So, that's what we're cutting. right, so just looking at that, I can see it's pretty high. I don't know why it's that high, but you want to almost cut it at the dirt, right? Like usually, I like to say a boot height, but again, special tool. Okay, so that's the third link right there. So all I'm going to do is use my tool and we're gonna tighten it. And what that does is it'll actually squeeze it together. As it does that, it'll tilt it. So I can see where it's kind of rusty and not rusty, so that's probably where it's been sitting. So I'm gonna put it back there and that'll get us pretty close, and then I'll check it. The old boot under the blade test. So, it's pretty close. I'm gonna go a little further just because I wanna make sure I'm getting it all the way down. If you think about it, if you're cutting an inch too high over 100 acres, that could be, I mean, I don't even know the math, but it could be a bunch of rolls that you're not gonna get. You're gonna leave that grass in the field. Come on. Boom. All right, so we're gonna try that. That's close enough. We're gonna do a test run, and I'll show you where they had horses out here where they were eating it a little bit. You can see, it looks like it was mowed, and then that's what we're cutting. So here, this is a really good representation of how it grows weird like that. I mean, look at that. So it's not crazy tall. This Bahia doesn't grow super high. 18 inches maybe is probably as big as it ever gets, but it's so thick, such a fat blade of grass that we get a ton of hay off this. Well, let's test it out and see. All right, go and hit that. All right, we have spinach. I'm gonna look down here. I'm gonna rev up the RPMs. I don't know what the hell that was. All right, going good. We'll do a pass and then I'll see if my height's good, and then we'll just cut this whole place. Alright, so you can see the farm owner here, they mow the fence lines because I can't get up against the fence. I can get pretty close, but if you're not careful and you're just push, you're going to whack the fence. And this thing does not, is not forgiving on fences. So what we do is we do a pass on the outside. Once I get that outside pass cut, then I get inside that cut. So we're actually never driving on the hay itself. It just helps it cut too, but it's just, it's pretty soft here actually. We got a lot of rain, so we got 5 days of dry weather, but it's wet, so the ground can be pretty soft. And I just felt it on that for sure. We're gonna hop out and we're kind of repositioning it here. I'm gonna show you what it looks like, all our cut stuff, and we're gonna make sure it's cutting how I want, and then we'll go from there. Oh yeah, so you see, perfect. A little bit, nice and smooth. Some lovely horse shit there, lots of it actually. This is a perfect representation. You can see right here, it's laid down the grass, right? So this actually doesn't mulch. This is literally, right? It's the whole giant piece. Scrape it away, you can see right here. Boom, that's all that's left. So then we have this big, beautiful chunk of hay. Now I'm just gonna go do 360s, progressively getting tinier, and we're gonna have this place cut. Let's get on it. All right, so as you can see, there looks like a really clean cut line up against the standing hay still. And what that is the way the blades are spinning inside, they're all kind of rotating each disc in the mower. The farthest one is shooting the grass in ever so slightly, and that leaves me a nice clean cut line. So what I do is I put the front tire of the tractor in that cut line, and then that makes sure that I'm cutting right up to that edge that I've already cut and extending out as far as I can cut also without missing any. The trick is to not miss any, but also to not overcut and maybe lose like a foot, because every time you cut, if you lose a foot, then you're losing, I mean, like, again, acres an hour once you really get on the grand scheme of things as you're scaling up. So all right, farm one's done. Got this big piece here behind me, over here, and then I was on the other side of the barn. Now we're gonna go down the road that way and cut a bunch more. We just got over, this is actually the front of the property where I deer hunt. I had to move a horse. I didn't have it on camera, but he bit me in the arm. I guess I should be filming everything I do. That was fun. So right over here on the other side of these trees, right back here, that's where I hunt. That's where I shot Shifty. I actually shot Ernie on the other side of the woods right here. So this is my secret spot. While I'm over here, I actually got to open the gate and move the tractor in here, just cut this little section. I don't actually cut right where I hunt, but just in the paddock that it's in. But I have a regular camera over here, and luckily enough, when I hopped in the tractor this morning, I remembered to grab a card. So I'm going to swap cards. I do have a Tacticam over here. It's on the other side, but this one I just have a standard camera because I've still got like 50 standard cameras left, so why not use them since I still have them. So, and I kind of like the surprise, right? You kind of miss that when the camera sends you pictures every freaking day. So let's move the tractor in here, and then we'll go check that card. At the end of this video, if there's anything good, I'll show y'all. All right, you can see my tires, some of the mud. That's like mud and grass sticking on it. So, all right, now that we're through, I'm gonna go ahead and lower it. Because if I forget to lower it, when I get out there to put the canopy down on it, then I have to get back out and then drop the canopy. I'm going to cut first, and I'm gonna go pull the card. All right, y'all, so I am gonna go pull this card. It is super thick. So a ton of weeds grew up there. I really can't cut that just because it's, you know, we don't want all them weeds in there. Let's see where you kind of cut around here. There's a couple places where I can. Weeds aren't always that bad, but that's not a good weed. I say good weed, I guess no weed's good, but those weeds can spread and choke out the pastures, and we do not want that for the cows in our cow pastures. But crazy, they've already been crushing my mineral lick. Look at that. I mean, you can see the licks. That thing's only been there, shit, it hadn't been there 2 weeks. This is just the right time of year. Shut it off, it was working fine. And another little trick I learned, I always lose my cards. So I tuck them right here. So it's in the headband. If you put it in the sweatband of your hat, you can't lose it. It's not gonna come off of there. It's in your head. Swap it out. Turn it back on. Let's start. No memory card. You saw me put it in, right? There we go. 287 pictures. Why does it do that? That's something you want to do. Always check. These cameras do that a lot. I don't know why. They'll say no memory card when you literally just put a memory card. So don't just hit start and walk away. Card. back in the hat, on my head. Good to go. It's a good spot. I don't have any good deer over here this year on camera, really. I mean, I got one decent one, but nothing like crazy I'm going after hardcore yet. But look at this thing. Just slid all the way down the pole, and I even had it wrapped around up top so that wouldn't happen. You gotta love it. All right, let me fix this, and then we'll go back to mowing. You see me all the time. He barks at me every time. Every time, if you watch the Ernie video or the Shifty video, he's barking. Here he is. Hey, buddy, remember that time you bit me in the arm? Yeah. But I'm gonna leave him over here because I'm not dealing with him again. So watch out, bud. Watch out. I'm gonna give him some water. Don't knock it over. I swear, if you knock it over. You just knocked it over. I literally just told you not to do that. Have I mentioned how much I dislike horses? Especially young, dumb ones? Hey, do you want water or not? Yes? Yes? All right, I have to put this down or else this is not gonna go well. Nope, I can't even put the GoPro up there because he's gonna bite it and chew it in half. Give me a second. All right, this is when I need a cameraman. This could be interesting. Okay, we were successful. So, whenever I shoot these deer over here and you get the guys that comment, oh, you know, anybody can do it on private land. Oh, it must be nice. Listen, public land is tough for sure, but private land isn't as easy. I don't know how many of you have to get bit by a horse and then almost gets trampled to death just to give it water to have permission to deer hunt. Come on. Sheep traffic. They just keep running around instead of just staying at one end. Like, normally the horses figure it out after a little while, but these sheep are not so smart. There they go. Hey, they finally figured it out. Little do they know, though, that I will be over there in like 5 minutes, but maybe they'll come back. 3 separate farms, cut, drying. So beautiful. Not bad. The horse that attacked me also kind of jammed my finger and it felt like before, and now I can barely squeeze with that hand. All right, well, we're gonna wrap this up a couple days. We're gonna come back and bale it up. It's my ride. I told her I am in the exact same spot you got me last time. And she came over here and goes, where are you? I feel like those directions are pretty good, right? Look at that! Is that a troll back there? Yeah.
I'm watching Papa Joe.
Oh, watching Papa Joe. Oh my goodness. She got the whole crew. Thumbs up if you think those Poppy headphones are the most adorable things you've ever seen. I think so. All right, 3 days later. Bruce is here. We've got this tractor that I was mowing with our baler, so we're gonna have 2 balers running at the same time. Now we're just hooking it up.
Yeah, open the back. Open it.
He likes telling me how to do it, even though I've done it 1,000 times. Apparently, I forgot how to do it every time we do it. This plugs it in to the computer that reads it. So it tells me how much hay's in there, how big the roll is, all that fun stuff. And then it'll tell me I kind of have a set parameter, and once it hits that parameter, it will automatically go into the wrap cycle. This is what tells it. I will show you. Yeah.
Raise the arms up.
Alright. So, let me turn the Taylor down. We got to get out here and we're going to adjust the height of the pickup, which I think he should do that now. Yeah, so if you see down there, the wheels on the front are going down real slow. Put them down until they touch the ground. We've already got them adjusted where they want. So all that does is that guides the pickup head because it kind of free floats. It's got a bunch of little forks, and the forks spin when the baler's going, and they grab and push the hay up into the feed, and it sucks the hay in. And then it goes into the belts, and some crazy Chinese engineering happens, and out pops a round roll of hay wrapped with some kind of net twine wrap. Pretty freaking amazing. So let's get this thing going. I'm going to clip it to the door, so it's going to be a little bouncy right now. Forgive me. Oh, gosh, I did biceps today and it keeps locking up on me. It's terrible. So these rows are kind of wide. We like to rake them and get the rows as narrow as possible. A nice hump. When the rows are raked evenly, it's much easier to not jam the baler and to also get an even roll of hay. Because if it's kind of lopsided, you would think it would feed in straight, but it doesn't. It actually will kind of get a lopsided bale. So if you ever drive by a field and you see a bale that's kind of got a slope to it, that's why. So I'll turn around, I'll show you. The monitor has two bars that go up and down, and it'll actually show you if there's more hay on one side than the other. And then it's also showing me at the bottom the size, so it's the amount of hay that's in it, how big our roll is. We have it set at, he's probably got it set at 60 inches, so at 56 it'll beep, so it's getting ready to beep here. And that's how, there you go, so beep. That's just how you know you're getting close. Because when you're in circles and you've been doing this for 3 hours, you kind of just get in a trance and you forget. So it reminds you like, hey, I'm about ready to bail. So we're at 57. 57.5. Once we hit 58, it'll start wrapping. And really quick, we're going to start beeping. There you go. And it says it's done, and we're going to eject. I just hold my foot on the brake here. We're going to dump a bale out that popped out the back. We close it, put it in gear, and we start going. Simple as that. I'm almost full. Let's see. 48. Means I got 10 more inches to go. Get it going. Gonna idle her up. There he goes. And we're gonna go. So we're gonna try to keep up with him. We want him to be just ahead of us, but not too ahead. But it does help. When he's ahead, the grass flips up, and the grass that was laying underneath is flipped over, and it starts to dry. So we get a little more dryness out of the stuff that was sitting down. So we're about to beep, which means we're gonna wrap. So I'm gonna slow her down, and boom. There you go. It's got this annoying extra beep that it doesn't normally do, but it stopped. And I can see twine, which is never a good sign. So I'm gonna open it, we're gonna dump it, I'm gonna go pull that out, and we're gonna go see what the heck has been plugging this damn thing up. That should not be there. Jammed up in the top. So when you see that ripping, that's the part that's ripping, and it's like the leftover. So there you go. Go throw that to the side, and I'm gonna get in here and see. There's got to be something. All right. So that's safety, now it won't collapse on top of me. Huh? I can't tell. We're gonna see, because it's literally ripped every single one, so it's not supposed to be doing that. You can see it doesn't look terrible. I'm just gonna run it, and then we're gonna see if anything falls out. So that's the idea, right? So that thing, you see it's raking as we're going. He's piling up in a row. Let's kick it on.
That's what it looks like.
So I'm just gonna let it run. We're gonna let, you can see all the crap falling out as it is. I'm gonna let it run for a little while, then I'm gonna climb back up in there and see if I can figure out what the hell is ripping all these bales. I literally can't find anything. There's definitely a little bit of twine wrap where it shouldn't be, but it's not enough to tear every bale. So, I don't know, we're gonna run it. See what happens. Driving by the bale I just ejected after that, and it looks perfect. So I still never, I don't know what was in there. It's literally how it goes. Just left it open, we ran it, and it cleared itself out. Off to the next one. We got 27, and it took us 30 minutes. Not bad. So now we just cruise down the road to the next one. We've got 3 different farms to do today. One of them is the one that I shot Shifty and Ernie on, and then the other one is the neighbor, which I got permission to go hunt on last year, but that's where Shifty was bedding over on the property next to that property, so I was trying to get closer. It didn't work out. He ended up coming where I had hunted the entire time anyway. That's how it goes. So I hope we got the kinks worked out of this thing. We're just gonna rock and roll. Probably gonna get over here. I'm gonna throw this thing up on the time lapse, and we'll let you see what it looks like when we speed it up. And just like that, 25 rolls. It's definitely crazy how wet the ground is here. We got a ton of rain before it started, you know, drying out, so there's nothing you can do. Once it dries out, you go cut. So we're gonna hop in this next pasture, knock it out, get this done. All right. I think there's a horse. Oh yeah, there's a horse in here, so we're gonna have to get out and close the gate. Big old bump. And good. Whew. Winding down. Wasn't a bad day. We got about 140 total. Just wrapping up this last little bit, and we're gonna call it a day. But we will be back at it again as soon as the weather gets nice and dries out. So there it goes. Beeping drives me nuts. It's like a slip warning that we can't figure out why it does it, but it stops. So if you want to see the actual full process, I'll go in more detail. Watch these 2 videos. Thanks for watching.